And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Braemar Arena, along with Bart Archer. I'm Pete Wagner. The Edina Holiday Classic continues on the MNHockey.tv. It's going to be the Edina Hornets at 4-0-1, taking on the Elk River Elks, who are now 3-2, coming off a 6-4 loss at the hands of the Eden Prairie Eagles. Edina, meanwhile, handled their opponent yesterday in the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks by a score of 7-1. Bart, what do you expect to see here in this one?
I expect sorry about that, didn't mean to bounce in like that. But
well, that was all me, buddy.
I expect a really solid pace, a little physicality. I think the challenge in front of Edina is just seeing how they're going to handle the physical game of the Elk River Elks. If they're going to be able to utilize their speed. But I just look forward to a good pace, a tightly contested game. But I think both blue lines are very important, whether it be offensive or defensive. But I think it all happens in the neutral zone. Who can get possession with some speed through the neutral zone is going to have a greater chance for success. But both goaltenders are going to be challenged tonight, Pete Wagner.
Loudon Hogue will get the start and goal for the Edina Hornets. And we'll take a look now at the Elk River Elks, who will be dressed in their home whites tonight. A physical affair here a while ago. I mean, just that game was something else. By the way, they're tied over at 1 over at the rec center with the Red Knights and Moorhead. That's a good game going on.
Yeah, Spuds took a lead, and Benil St. Margaret's answered back. But getting back to this one, once Joseph Foss came out, number 22 in the white, certainly got a lot of attention, but they got a lot of length on this Elk River team, but they can skate as well. So it's going to be a nice litmus test for the Edina as far as where they are. But I think the question that needs to be answered is, how is Edina going to be able to handle this physical game, and are they going to be able to utilize their speed? But many have tried to kind of tone down this Edina team, and not many have had great success. So I think if you're Ben Gustafson, you have your work cut out for you tonight. But Elk River certainly has the personnel to skate with this team.
Ben Gustafson has Ben Jaremko on his roster, if you remember him back in the day. And, of course, Justin Mysick, the Mr. Hockey finalist as well.
Yeah, there have been some really notable players that have come through this Elk River program. And it's just kind of weird that we don't see a Perbix on the roster going into this year.
We'll adjust. We'll adjust accordingly.
We'll have to.
I know, Bart Archer. We'll pick you up. John Sands will be clipping us, throwing highlight clips up for you on the Twitter page of MN Hockey TV. Follow us. Give us a follow there at MN Hockey TV. We're underway as it's the Elks moving from right to left across your screen. Hornets in their greens play this one to center ice. It's going to be Boltman who steps up on this puck and plays that one in behind. Colgel gets the start, and goal tonight came in relief of Kyle Esperum last night for Elk River. Hornets with tempo, cross the line, jungles the intended receiver from the slot area. The puck will be forced up along the wall. Nevers was there, and now it's going to be played out of the zone. Bob Motzko was in the house looking at Nevers among other players. Boltman, Williams, that are all inked. You know, we'll see what he does. Obviously, he's the new sheriff in town, so
yes.
There's a lot of players. I mean, a ton of players that have had commitments to the U, but we'll see what he does with many of them. Now it's Delaney across the line. Nice little feed. Brought in the player there. Shoemaker's shot misses the mark. Up to the line, Williams lets that one go. And it's going to be gathered in by Wisconsin Badger bound Mike Vorlicki. Williams transitions off the stick of Delaney. Couldn't handle that one. Chorsky was there at center. He'll maintain the big frame. Works it down low, finishes the check back into the corner. It goes. Delaney is there. Now to the slot. They look for Shoemaker, picked up by the Elks, and they'll waft this one out of the zone. That was Rickard with the play as they'll play this one back in deep. Now it's going to be handled by Vorlicki. Vorlicki across center, back in behind. Ooh. Colchel set that one up, and then his man got blasted. The Elks will work it out of the zone. Cutting across the line and going down on the play. That was Blake Johnson. Puck played up to the left wing side. Hornets on it now with Morton. That's held in at the line neatly there by Butala. And back to the corner goes. Jamming hit there on Johnson. That came compliments of Blake Johnson. Now it's Edina's Gunnar Johnson receiving it back from Bishop as he'll play this one up across center. Morton's going to chip that one back in behind the net. And as they give chase on it with Jack Ferry, the junior defenseman, that's going to be whistled down for an icing call.
Well, the Hornets came out with some pretty good energy and really pushed the pace down into the Elk River zone, but I love the positioning of the Elk River Elks, especially in their own zone. Didn't chase the play, put some bodies on the Edina Hornets, slowed them down a little bit, but the pace is pretty torrid so far. Whether they can keep it up for the final 14:40 of this first period, we'll wait to be seen, but I like the way Elk River's answered the bell.
Pad save, turned aside, nice one there by Hogue. Boltman steps into this one back across center ice. Has a man racing with, and that's Rugemer. Big check in the neutral zone thrown by Clemenson, and it's going to be picked up and picked off by the big frame of Austin Humphrey. Down he goes. Check thrown right by the turnbuckle there. That was Reiners with it for Edina. Humphrey battles through, and now it's going to be on the stick of Stroh. He'll work that one rink wide as backpedaling on the play is Foss, and he'll send that one in wide of the mark. Reiners bothered on the play by Mass, and now back to center ice it goes for Edina's Kavanaugh. He's across the line, plays that one in deep. Now it's going to be handled by the defense. Elks, nice job to get away from the forecheck. Right wing pass too far as they were looking for the stick of Mitch Mass. Instead, the Elks at center, they're doing a nice job shutting down the blue lines right now. Not a lot of room in the neutral. From the corner, up off the stick of Malmquist. Back at center. Grenier controls. Look out, the Hornets too much there. Getting away from that check is Nevers to the corner. He'll try to work a play toward the goal mouth area, but it's forced to keep it wide. Williams steps down. That one's turned over the top of the goal. Now it's going to be a shot. Oh, glove save and a beauty. Nevers absolutely stoned at the doorstep.
Well, I think his teammates were almost ready to celebrate. He was wide open on that left dot and took a shot upper right corner, but it was Kogel that put the flash of leather, corralled that one, but a big save. He's got to lift his teammates up. Edina doing a good job of getting out of their zone, but Elk River very aggressive on the puck, sending two men, and it was Reiners that turned and fired. Nice escape and a good zone exit from Edina, but then they run into that wall, as you said, at the blue line. So Elk River doing a good job of being responsible at their own blue line.
Wow, what a save there by Kogel. That was really something. Now it's Chorsky with it. Up to the line. Reiner's shot. Glove save. Hung on to there by the Elk River goaltender. Now he finished really strong against the Eden Prairie Eagles, and he's picking up where he left off here against the Edina Hornets.
Yeah, indeed he did. And I think after that one, it probably gave him a little confidence as well. Let's transition to Chorsky a little bit. He netted 2 goals yesterday. Looks like he's trying to get his 3rd one of the season tonight, but he was a very effective player last night, made a lot of great decisions, a lot of nice plays.
Back in behind the net. Elks control. There's Delaney to cut that off. Chorsky, nice position behind. Ooh, up high for Schumacher. His shot doesn't get through. They try to fight through it. Schumacher there again hits Chorsky, and the puck will trickle back into the Edina zone. No ice on the play. Hogue wanted to lean into that, instead thought better, gave it to Boltman. Chorsky takes the check. He was jammed by Foss. Couple of big frames doing battle there. Gotta like that.
Brought everybody to the edge of their seat.
Now back in across the line with 9:02 left in the game at the rec center. It's the Spuds leading the Red Knights 2-1 and a dandy. Ooh. We're at 0-0 here with 12:10 to go. Boltman. Oh, Colby was just absolutely topped off that puck, still spinning. There's a pad save by Hogue. Plays that one to the corner. Forrest will swing that one through center. I'll tell you what, this Elk River team is absolutely cinching it in here. They're slowing it down. They're not allowing the Hornets a chance to really get that energy through center like they like. From the left point, there's a shot that's deflected. Now it's played off the right wing side. That goes up and out of play, Bart Archer.
Well, you are correct, Pete. They're taking away the time and space from Edina, but their positioning has been very, very solid, and they're winning some battles, some one-on-one battles, and turning the play back into the Edina zone. They're putting some pressure on the Edina defensemen. Obviously, a quality group they have back there, but the more you can get them back in their own zone skating backwards, the better off you're going to be long-term. But I like the way that the Elk River has answered the bell. Edina's getting their offensive zone time, but nothing really in tight, and when they did, Kogel made a fantastic save. they're going to get better as they go if they can keep this pace going as far as Elk River.
11:25 to go. Hornets, Vorlicki runs into a check. Nice job by Rickard to stay on his wheels. They'll play this one D to D back in behind the net. Foss with it. He'll carry it. Up the middle he goes. Foss with some room. Vorlicki not going to fool him there. He closes right on him. It's going to be Rugemer with it back across center. He'll dump and change. In goes the ones for the Hornets. Nevers first one in. They'll get that away from everybody. At center, stick work there by Butala. Nice job to get it into the Edina zone. Malmquist in front of the bench area takes off and streaks up the right wing side. He tries to muscle his way toward the goal mouth area. Nothing doing there. Puck is off the side of the cage. Up off the glass it goes. And back up through center. Here they come. Elks in transition. Stroh was there. Malmquist comes away with it. He has a 3-on-1 if he hurries. Nevers straddles a line in front. Oh, that one misses the mark. Back up to the line. There's a wrist shot that hits traffic. Now it's going to be Nevers with it. He's back in the corner. Looks to the side of the goal mouth area. Jungles goes to the net with authority. We have a 5-car pileup.
Yeah.
In front of the Elk River net.
Yeah, the flashers are on, but Jungles turned and fired. It was Kojo that made the save short side. Puck still looking, and Jungles, I think, went in there knowing he was going to get hammered pretty hard, but Elk River doing a nice job defensively at clearing the people in front of the net and allowing Kojo to see the puck, and if he can see it generally, he can save it. He's made a couple dandies, but good pressure by Edina. They're getting to the net. Not the golden opportunities they're looking for, but they're still being effective in the offensive zone. But great defense so far by Elk River. Great commitment to defense by Elk River.
Johnson plays it over to Bishop through the slot area. It hits something on its way in and goes wide of the mark. Bishop tried to work the feet there. He had to hurry as he had all sorts of pressure on him. And the likes of Blake Johnson of the Elks. On the end boards now it's Schultz with it. Chorsky ahead to Delaney. Fights off a would-be checker. Sends that one in on an angle. Back into the corner. Delaney, he is open in the slot area. And it's going to be the Elks back at center ice. Back behind the net it goes. It's going to be Bishop to fish that one out for Delaney. Found Chorsky. Took him by surprise. It was right on the stick. He didn't know it was coming to him. Nice. That kid, you just put it on the ice, you're going to get it. Morton now. Regrouping are the Elks. Big check in front of the bench area there. That was Colby. He brings a physical presence. And a big check off the end boards, and it gets a little bit up. Colby kind of throwing the leather here tonight. Couple of shifts he's had. He hasn't been messing around, Bart Archer.
Well, again, it was a delayed offside, and I think the Elk River defenseman kind of let his defenses down, and Colby took a bit of a liberty on that one. Rocked him pretty good, but he's up. Looks like no harm, no foul. No penalty call. Face-off's going to come outside the zone, but Edina trying to turn up the physical part of this game. I don't know if they want to try to match the physicality. If the play's there, make the play, but don't go out of your way to be physical. I guess Edina's strength is their speed and their possession. But if Elk River can kind of get them thinking about some other things, that would bode very, very well for Ben Gustafson and the Elks. 9:02 left in the first period. We're scoreless.
Back in behind the net it goes. We stay 5-on-5 here at Braemar Arena. Period is buzzing along pretty quick, pardon the pun, here in the land of the Hornets.
We appreciate it.
This is a very tense battle.
Yeah, it's a great pace, and I like the fact that it's the second night, Pete, so they're working in some of the non-primary players, getting them some experience, so that's kind of what's fun about Friday nights as well.
Well, the one thing about the Elks I can say is they got off to a slow start yesterday, I would say, against Eden Prairie. And,
yeah, they did.
You know, they had this brief lead at 2-1. I guess I'd say they had a section of the game where things kind of lulled, and they were down, 4-2 at one point, 5-2 even.
Showed some character.
They did. Set up behind the net. Colgill was there. Up high at the line. We got a great officiating crew here, by the way, Bart Archer. These two do a great job together.
They let them play just enough, but they call it if it's there. But yeah, you're right. Absolutely, Pete.
I won't say names to not incriminate anybody for people that want to come at them sometimes, but honestly, they do a great job.
No, well, generally they do overall. At least the intent is to do a great job, but you have to let the kids decide who's going to win this game out on the ice. But if there's an infraction, you have to call it. But Edina did a nice job doing a little reverse, try to go short side on Kojo, but he held firm on that short side post, held onto that one, face off to his left. 8:05 left in the first period.
Down to the corner it goes. Jungles. Slot area picked off and sent to the left wing side. That's a nice job to get it to center. And here they go with it. Buckert was there. Boltman, nice job to get away from the forecheck. Back in the neutral zone. Off Nevers. Reiner's clearing attempt was stopped by a stick there by Butchert. He jams Reiner's in. They've got a little battle going here tonight. Nevers, Jungles, back down for Nevers. Try to turn and throw that one toward the goal mouth area. And Nevers once again, or Jungles rather, knocked down on the play. And here come the Elks. Quickly across the line. Michaelis, first time we called his name tonight on the puck, Bart.
Well, he's been around the play. It just hasn't found a stick, but he had 2 goals, 2 assists last night, so he had a really good showing. And I looked at the stats this morning, and I look at Kevin Delaney, 23 in the green tonight, and goal and I think 3 apples last night, so very effective in a stealth-like mode, but he's a driving force. But getting on the assist column, he was formidable in the goal column. Now he's rounding it out a little bit, but had a really good showing last night, as Michaelis did as well.
Hard off the glass, in back behind it goes. Bishop. Nice little play there by Delaney for Chorsky. Johnson tried to get it ahead of the left wing. Chorsky with a nice stick in the neutral zone, forces a turnover. Oh, nifty drop pass there. Shoemaker's shot. That one's turned aside. Kojo was there. Now it's going to be Delaney from behind the net. Chorsky walks up on the right side, plays this down the wall. Delaney was there, chopped at by Chorsky, trying to play it to the corner. Delaney will hustle this one down as he's stopped on the play. Chorsky goes against the grain, nifty pass there. Lots of hockey sense on this line. Bishop scores! Oh, what great work out of the corner by the Hornets. Then Bishop goes wire from the right point, Bart. 1-0 Edina.
Well, it really started with Chorsky getting in the zone, using his big body to protect that puck, and then he dropped it off to Shoemaker, and that's when the wheels started to wobble in Elk River. Edina held the zone, got it back to Bishop, and in one fell swoop, he just put that one on net, eluded Kojo. Edina draws first blood, 6:17 left in this first period. A little energy on the Edina side. Elk River right to the dot, so they want to get back to work, but no wavering in the body language on the Elks, just back to business, but big goal for Edina. And for Bishop, that's his first goal of the season.
Had a little screen work in there, too. That one's off the stick of Ferry. And across the line they go again. Humphrey with it. Ooh, they said unassisted on that one. I have to go back and look at the tape. Michaelis to the slot. Humphrey shot, misses the mark. Now it's going to be Butala with it. Back in behind for Humphrey as Michaelis in front. There's a big shot. Hogue didn't see it as it fluttered wide of the mark. Out of the corner. Colby. Gonna go. This for 5 years ago, that would have been probably more than 2.
Well, that was a little aggressive by Colby, bringing his physical presence to the game, and that was Butala, Brooks Butala, the senior forward, no worse for the wear. Took one for the team, and it doesn't look like he's coming off for the power play, so he's going to get rewarded for taking a hit for his team. But great opportunity for Elk River. 5:30 left in the first period on the power play. Face-off to Hogue's left. If they can win this face-off, put some pressure on. Great opportunity for them, though.
Out goes Jungles. In comes Delaney. Humphrey, the face-off win. Shot to save Hogue. Oh, 2 big saves in a row. Oh, took those away. from Butala off the side of the net. Now it's Jungles with it. He has speed. Delaney, oh, stutter step for him. To the net he goes. Look at this perfect 2-on-2 by these two.
Yeah, and it was Michaelis that was trying to catch up with Delaney, but Delaney did a nice job using his speed and his body to kind of thwart that. But this is a nice exit. Just a puck got on Jungles, and he's got some speed. But look at Delaney go, using his body to protect it and getting a good look. But Jungles took the shot. I think that was the right play to make. Face-off now in the Elk River zone. 1:42 left in the penalty to Colby for Edina.
He got on the right side of the defenseman and basically rendered him useless by getting inside there. That was beautiful.
But Michaelis did not quit on the play, so you have to appreciate the effort.
All the way around, great hockey. Now the Elks with the power play with another 125 on it. 4:53 to go in the period. Goes up off the ceiling. And they're going to take it inside.
Yeah, they're discussing that. It looks like it is going to come inside, as you said, Pete Wagner. 1:21 left on Colby's penalty. A chance for Elk River to kind of get some fresh legs out there. Humphrey had a pretty good opportunity from the left dot. He kind of waited a little bit before he released that shot, allowed really the Edina to kind of get back into position. If he could be a little more fluid in that motion, that might have been a shot on goal, but it was a good save by Hogue.
Two-face center ice it goes. The tradition Edina Holiday Classic. Each and every year. It started really in 1982 with what was known as the Met Center Holiday Classic. Bud Bierkin, the Edina athletic director, put together that 8-team tournament. Had teams from Massachusetts. Hill Murray was always in there. It becomes the St. Paul Capital Classic, I think, or the Capital Classic, if you remember that one. Then the Schwann's Cup, and then Edina got relegated in the early 2000s. And Kurt Giles says, how do we get out of the tournament, kicked out of the tournament? That was ours.
Absolutely. Strong arm tactics is what it was. You should have given him a hip check.
So they put this format together, and then obviously went back into the Schwann Cup later on, and now they do other winter Christmas tournaments. But anyway, it's a fascinating history.
Best of both worlds.
Malmquist with Nevers. Nevers lost his stick. Gee, I wonder how that happened. And there's going to be a penalty coming up. Just absolutely pitchforked right out of his hand.
Well, Earnhardt Jaworski is with us again in the second affair tonight. Thanks for hanging with us, Earnhardt. And Jane Morrow, Heart of Wine Country of Arizona in Cottonwood, Arizona, joining us as well.
Northern Arizona?
That's wine country. That's
next
news
to kin,
to me.
Sibling. Bet you didn't know that, did you?
I did, actually.
You do now.
I did before.
Or did you? Really?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm impressed.
Don't be. We just appreciate him joining us.
4-on-4 now for 10 seconds. 3:35 to go in the period.
It's going to be big Joey Foss in the box for Elk River.
So Edina now has the man advantage. Vorlicke, ooh, nice job. Did he toe the line? He certainly did. In front they go.
Well, they were right there to make the call if it was there. Nice job by Vorlicke.
Oh. Who's an Oz from the fans and Bart Archer alike.
That was a foul tip by Mason Nevers on that one.
Shallow angle. Look at the baseball reference of his father, of course.
That was a calculated reference on that one. But just 3:02 left in this first period. Coach Gustafson opts for fresh legs, so wholesale changes for the penalty killers. It's going to be Michaelis and Humphrey on the front line to defend. And you guys got Jungles. Nevers at the point. They moved actually Boltman up to congest the front of the net. So interesting little caveat by Coach Giles.
Loaded up by Nevers. That one deflects wide of the mark. Malmquist now. Back up for Vorlicke. Vorlicke, oh, nifty little move. Be forced to give it up to Nevers. Now Jungles to the corner. Malmquist back for Jungles. Nice save. Ooh, beauty by Kojal. Wow.
You know, I kind of like the fact that he's got Boltman up at forward, because he just goes and wreaks some havoc in front of the net and creates all kinds of problems for Elk River.
2:20 to go in the period. 33 in the power play for the Hornets. Vorlicke lays it over to the left wing side. Gets it back up from Nevers. Nice little play there again. Chopped off his stick, though. Nice defensive play. That was by Butala. He's had a good period. Oh, they had a man open down low. As Nevers who poked that one back up to the line. Now Vorlicki feeds to the right side. And nice defensive play, and very patient were the Elks as they alleviate the pressure.
Yeah, just 2 seconds left on the penalty to Foss, but they did a great job of defending. Great penalty kill by Elk River.
Elk River now at full strength. Good to see Janae Henches is on board, helping me with the technical directing as Delaney nearly tucked home another one.
Boy, he doesn't miss many of those.
No, not at all.
He wants that one back.
Well, he's the kind of guy where he's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 chances per game.
Well, like we talked about, the puck always seems to find him. Some players have that knack.
We're 5-on-5 with 1:08 to go in the first. Vorlicki's shot was turned aside, and into Edina territory it goes.
Well, that's not a bad play by Elk River. A lot of pressure in Edina, and they started to kind of get to the net. So relieve some pressure, maybe get a little bit of a reset, get some fresh legs out for the final minute and 3 seconds. But Edina starting to kind of push forward a little bit, but they're getting to the net. But Elk River, again, being very stingy on defense. They're standing up and playing good position and making it very difficult for the Edina Hornets to navigate a very congested area. You know, Pete, I think that Elk River playing Eden Prairie last night kind of is a good test against Edina, because I think Edina and Eden Prairie have somewhat similar styles. So I think the pace that Eden Prairie brought last night is benefiting Elk River tonight.
Reiner's nice job at center to cut that off and play it in. Colby submarined, and they're going to ring it all the way over to the left wing side. Stopped there by Reiners. Now Colby again across the line with 35 to go in the period. Elks transition it back out of the zone. Oh, Boltman gets into his man there. That's Zach Buckert that got lit up there. Off the stick at center ice of the Hornets, Jackson Borst.
Well, it might have been a call to just dump it in deep. He just couldn't get out in time, but I don't know if Austin Humphreys was aware. But again, just a reset, just under 15 seconds left in this first period. Face-off outside the Edina zone.
Clearing attempt hits traffic as a puck is chiseled into the neutral zone. Off Humphrey's stick, here comes Malmquist turning up with 2 seconds. Quick shot at the buzzer, and that's going to do it. How about that for a period, Bart? I think if you're Elk River, you got to feel pretty good about that. One of them eludes their goaltender, Josh Kojal, who's been just terrific here tonight. And you know what? They've matched the Hornets in physical play.
No, and I think they've actually almost set the tone. It was up to Edina to respond physically, but I think a majority of the play was down in the Elk River zone. But it's not that Elk River didn't get zone time, and they were actually pretty successful through the neutral zone. I just love the way that Elk River's positioning themselves in their own zone, their commitment to defense, and going into the period, as you said, with a 1-0 disadvantage. I don't think that's a bad situation for Coach Gustafson, but it's going to be a great second period, promise you that.
It is going to be a great second period. Tonight's coverage presented by Tradition Companies. You can check them out at traditionco.com. Eric Hendrickson is one of their leading men in the organization. He's in command. He's the guy that gets it all done on the mortgage side of things. He coaches here at the Edina Hockey Association, and he was also president at one point as well. Had a chance to catch up with him. We'll check out Eric Hendrickson from Tradition Companies right here at the MN Hockey.
Really, I've been in the mortgage banking business really ever since I got out of college, and it became really apparent to me early that, to me, I really want to work with my family and friends and just people that were close to me. So really, when we started Tradition back in '98, the whole business model was, really doing business with your friends and family and members of the community. So supporting youth athletics is just kind of a natural outflow of that. Certainly for me, I've been fortunate that I've been able to grow up playing sports, my entire, youth, high school, and college career. So to me, it's just fun to be able to continue to be involved. For me, it's just, again, feeling like you're a big part of the community. It's kind of moving forward a little bit. And I benefited from, being given the opportunity to play sports and do all the things I wanted to do when I was younger. So to be able to be in a position to contribute back is great. And Edina has been my home for the last 20 years. So especially these youth activities and tournaments that are going on in Edina really is it's pretty special for me to be able to help out. From a community standpoint, I think certainly supporting the high school holiday tournament, it's great. There's a lot of history there. Growing up in Minnesota and playing high school sports, it was always really a special treat when we got to cross the river and come up and play Edina. Look forward to trying to beat them. Oftentimes we were unsuccessful. Every once in a while we snuck out a victory, but just to be in the Braemar Arena and be part of that experience and see the tradition, signs up in there and be part of that, it's pretty cool. So certainly for me, sponsoring the high school holiday tournament is great. But beyond that, also being the lead sponsor of the Edina Youth Hockey Association is a really big deal, with it being, really known as the largest and most successful, youth hockey association in the nation. To be a big supporter of that is really it's a special deal.
So now, what's you got a squad working out back here?
Yeah, this is the elite U15A Green Edina squad. One of the best youth girls hockey teams in the nation. Perennial powerhouse.
And you're the coach. You're a part of it.
Years. Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be involved with the U15 level for the last 6 years. I've had a chance to coach my 3 daughters, one of which has moved on to college. He's playing at Middlebury College out in Vermont, and then I have twin sophomore girls that are playing for the high school team this year. So it's been a special experience, but it's a great age, great coaching, despite them shooting pucks at me. It's a great level. You really get a chance to see some great players, and really the U15 team has become a feeder system for not only Edina varsity, but several of the private schools around. So just really a fun chance to get to coach some great kids.
Great guest here on Hawk Dish as Tom Chorski's going to step aside for a minute. Can you believe that? Tom Chorski stepping aside for anything? I'm just kidding. We have Joe Heasley, who wrote a book about Elk River High School hockey history. And when you bring a guest on like this, it's historic. I mean, what's great about this is Joe played high school hockey at Elk River from 95 through 97. He was a part of a team that was in the top 1 or 2 all year long, and so he's connected to the storied history of Elk River. So I thought it'd be very fitting to bring Joe in as we get ready for the Edina Holiday Classic, which features 4 great programs from Elk River to Edina to Eden Prairie and Grand Rapids. Joe, thanks for joining us here on the show.
Hey, Pete, thanks for having me.
You bet. So you come about this book, and I guess we'll start from the very beginning. You grew up in Elk River, played hockey, and you've had a passion for the game, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I moved to Elk River when I was pretty young, 4 or 5 years old, and started hockey shortly after that, and played all the way through in the Elk River Youth Hockey Association, and played high school hockey there for 3 years. And so yeah, I've lived here a long time. I got a lot of personal connections to Elk River and Elk River high school hockey.
What got you started on this project, and what made you say, you know what, I'm going to go after this book and tell the story?
I've been asked that a lot lately, and I can't remember why I wanted to start this. It was something. I've always been interested in history, whether it's sports history or U.S. history or world history, and I obviously, like I said, I have a big connection to Elk River high school hockey, and I just thought it'd be interesting to go back and see, the history of different players and different teams, and kind of how the teams were when they first started out in 1957 and into the 60s and 70s. And because when you're in high school, I didn't really even think about the history, but now that I'm a little older, and I just thought it'd be really interesting to go back and look to see, kind of how it all started. And, from, I still call it a smaller community, 20, 30 years ago. It really was a small community, and to have 5 kids now come out of Elk River and play in the NHL, I thought that was pretty incredible to do that from a smallish community like Elk River. So that kind of is what got me started into thinking, hey, maybe I can put something together here that people would like to see and people would like to go through, and I think people would like it. So.
And some of these guys didn't just have a cup. I mean, one of them just retired after an incredible career. Paul Martin, obviously, we're talking about, and Joel Otto obviously was legendary with the Calgary Flames. And it's when you went into this project, I always find it interesting when you uncover things, the story kind of takes a different tone or turn from what you thought, and maybe it didn't, but was there something in there that concluded with this project that you said, wow, I had no idea I was going to end up here? If so, what was that?
Well, when I first started this, I started it and it was pretty basic. I wanted to chronicle every year, so every year was going to have some just how they, what the team's record was and some of the players that were on the team. And it was just going to be pretty basic. And, I thought, well, maybe I'll do a couple features on some people. And, as I got going, I'm like, I should really add something like, who the captains were or some points leaders. And then I started doing more, and I'm like, well, maybe I should, on each year, maybe I should kind of chronicle and kind of go through how each team did in the section playoffs and teams that made it to the state tournament. Maybe I should, do like a little game summary of how each, team did in the postseason. And so I went from probably, at the beginning, my book was probably going to be about 60 pages long, with not very much in it. And at the end, I ended up with about 190 pages now. So, I got team pictures from every year. I got a lot of individual pictures from every year. I got 13 different features that I did on past players and a couple teams and a few different coaches. And I started branching out into, I should try to put together a all-time stats list, and I did that. And then I tried to put a list together of hockey alumni in Elk River who went on to coach at various levels, and whether it be high school or juniors or college or even the pros. And and then I kind of did a fun one at the end and it was my top 10 list of who the best players were that played at Elk River High School. So that one might have been a little subjective, but I thought it'd be fun to add in there too. So
what did you what kind of feedback you get in the community in the hockey program with this?
Well, I've actually gotten quite a bit of good feedback lately. I just started selling it the very, very end of October. So really it's only been 5 or 6 weeks. And I started out by printing out about 190 of them. And I just had to reorder a whole new batch about 2 weeks ago. So, in 5 weeks, I've sold a lot of them in those 5 weeks, and I see people around town now or at hockey games, and just the other night or last week, I had about 6 people come up to me at the hockey game and say, "Hey, I bought the book. It's awesome. I'm glad somebody did this. It was fun to look through and see my name in there a couple times and see my picture in there a couple times." And so I've had a lot of really good feedback lately. So.
Well, you also have some features in there. I mean, you go anywhere from Paul Ostby to Joel Otto to Dan Highnote, the state championship team, Tony Sarsland, Blake Hillman, Jake Jeremko, all the way through. So it's not just a compilation. You've got stories on people, too, as well, that have been instrumental to the history of Elk River hockey as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that was probably the funnest part for me was, talking to some of those people like Joel Otto, who I've never talked to in my life before this, and Dan Highnote. And I played with Dan for a year, but, hadn't seen him or talked to him in probably, 23 years now. Sure. So it was fun to talk to those people. And in the best part I thought about the features is learning stuff about some of their family history, I think it was Marley Glines who graduated here in 1970 or 71. His dad was he was in either World War I or World War II at the time, and he was in one of the top platoons for the United States during the war. And there was a couple other ones, from Paul Martin talking about how he almost chose playing high school basketball instead of high school hockey, and how that would have maybe affected the rest of his life. So it was interesting to hear some of those old stories, not even necessarily about hockey, just, these were my parents. This is what they did. I know, one of the coaches from around here, Dave Blyle, his dad was a professional boxer in Minnesota, and I think he's in the Minnesota Boxing Amateur Hall of Fame. So it was really interesting, and it was really cool to kind of hear some of those past personal stories.
And that's what makes it real. And, everybody loves the story. And high school hockey is, what I've learned over people don't understand it unless they're a part of it, unless they've grown up in this community and they've participated as a player, fan. I've always said, either you're on the team, you're in the band that's at the game, you're a cheerleader, student manager, or you're a friend of someone. It kind of connects with everybody from a cultural perspective here in the state. And when you can compile it into one piece, it's not only just about the game and the players that came through, it then really becomes about Elk River, the community. Yeah. And I know it sounds, I don't want to say cliche, but you can draw your identity through this a little bit. And did you find that when you put this together?
Did I find what again? What did
well,
you say
I mean, kind of in terms of family backgrounds, and this person served in the military. Did this? They had these challenges. Those kinds of things happen. And what you end up doing is you start linking the history of the game to almost the history of the community. So when you go up to the Iron Range towns, whether it's Eveleth or Gilbert or Hibbing, whatever, those stories are super rich and deep, and the high school hockey seems to kind of connect and galvanize the towns. Did you feel that more so than you would have expected when you did this book?
Yeah, I did. Like you said, hockey, in Minnesota it's so big, and nothing against football and nothing against the other sports and basketball and baseball, but like you said, there's just something about hockey where, the community, the hockey community is so strong and so supportive, of everybody, whether you're from Elk River or Edina or, up in the Iron Range. So yeah, I've had quite a few people, even buy the book, and I try to ask everybody who buys a book when I have a book event, you got a son here? Do you got, your husband used to play here? Is this picture going to be in here? Is he a former Elk? And, I've had a lot of people say, no, none of my kids even played hockey. I just grew up in Elk River, and, I've lived here for 50 years, they'll say. And, this is kind of a piece of history for Elk River. So
that's stunning.
I've had a lot of people that have said those things to me. No, I don't have a connection to hockey. It's just, I've been here for so long, and that's kind of what they see it as, is just kind of a piece of Elk River history. What
a rewarding piece for you, for sure. Joe Heasley writes the book. It's called The Elks, The History of Elk River High School Boys Hockey. You can get it online at erhshockeyhistory.com. Maybe we'll get you to the point where you need to order some extra books here. I'm going to play this during the Holiday Classic as well. So I think everybody needs to hear this story and hear about your book. And if you're a high school fan and not even from Elk River, I think it would be worth doing. And I think we should have one of these for every community. It'd be really, really great for everybody to connect with as well. Joe, thanks for your work. Thanks for sharing this with your community and joining us here today.
All right. Thank you, Pete.
That's Joe Heasley. That's Elk River. The Elks, the history of Elk River High School boys hockey. You can get it online at erhshockeyhistory.com. We'll be back with more right after this. And we welcome you back to Braemar Arena, where the score reads the Edina Hornets 1 and the Elk River Elks 0. Only one goal scored in that first period. It was an unassisted marker by Drew Bishop. Follow us on Twitter, and you can see all the highlights as John Sands is clipping those with ferocity. And that's at MN Hockey TV. the home of all the Edina High School boys and girls games this year. Minnetonka High School as well. We've got 6 of their games. All Eden Prairie home games. Benilde St. Margaret's home games. The Academy of Holy Angels. Right here with the the Edina Holiday Classic, and then the St. Louis Park Holiday Classic, now known as the Tradition at the Park. So the Hornets step back on the ice. We're awaiting the arrival of the Elk River Elks. And don't forget, tomorrow we have a full schedule for you. At 2 p.m., it's going to be a pair of girls' games streaming simultaneous, one from right here at Braemar Arena as Edina takes on Wayzata, and what's going to be a great matchup there. And then at 2 o'clock, same time, it's going to be a great matchup between Minneapolis, the Novas, and, of course, the Academy of Holy Angels Stars. At 3 o'clock, Moorhead, coming off their win over the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights, are going to be ready to lock horns with the Minnetonka Skippers. That's going to be a great game from the Pagel Activity Center. You won't want to miss that one. Mark your calendars for sure there. And then if you don't get enough hockey, then we come right back over here to Braemar Arena, where we're going to have a pair for you with Grand Rapids, Elk River, and Edina and Eden Prairie.
Going to be a great day.
So we got 3 great teams that'll be employed and working their games tomorrow. Deployed, if you will.
Well, Pete, let's do a quick rundown. There's not a lot to cover.
I already did it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Shots on goal 14 for Edina, 5
Thanks.
for Elk River.
That we needed.
Okay, so I filled in the gaps.
14-5 is about what it felt like.
Yeah, indeed it was. And it wasn't really challenged too terribly much, but I really like the way that the Elk River goaltender, Kojal, kind of held firm and held his integrity, but he made probably 2 good saves, but not a lot of great looks by Edina, so Elk River really kind of limiting the good quality chances, which I think is encouraging. I think I think this is going to open up a little bit this period, Pete.
You are correct. It's going to be very interesting to see if this Elk River team's been buoyed by that so far. So I was also told that Jack Jensen will not be in the game for Eden Prairie against Edina, so their order gets a little taller.
Yeah, indeed it does.
For that game misconduct for head contact.
Well, it's got to be next man up, and if anybody can handle it, it's that Eden Prairie team. They didn't really miss a beat with him, but obviously he's a primary player on this team, and they miss him a whole bunch, but they just have to deal with it and move on.
Back behind the net. Foss gets away from trouble. He finds Humphrey to the left wing. His father Mark, of course, a Hornet here. Part of the family.
Well, I said hi to Kyle yesterday coming out to watch his nephew play.
Mark Humphrey, of course, Austin's dad. I think was an 83 member. That got stopped by Reggie Miracle.
Oh, man.
They'll never live that one down.
That's a name
I got a trivia question for Edina fans. That one's shallow angle there. Malmquist gives it a shot. Oh, nice save. Turned aside there. Scores! They just didn't stop working there, the Hornets. Dent the twine, and it's now 2-0.
Well, and for Jungles, that's going to be his 5th goal. 2 yesterday, 1 today, but it was a very unselfish play by Mason Nevers. He had a shallow angle shot, and he had Kojal kind of a little vulnerable, but dished it over to Jungles. Just a nice redirect into a wide open goal, but Edina gets a tally early, just 50 seconds into this second period to take a 2-0 lead, but a really nice headsy play by Mason Nevers, and a nice finish by Jungles. You threw me off when you said Reggie Miracle.
Well, so what do you think was a tougher loss for the Edina faithful and or players to take? Was it the Reggie Miracle stunner at the St. Paul Civic Center in the quarterfinals? Or was it Damian Rhodes and the Richfield Spartans in the section finals?
Well, I would probably, 6 of one, half dozen of the other, but I think the Reggie Miracle thing was something that's actually been somewhat legendary, where Damian Rhodes, obviously fabulous, but I don't know if I have an answer to that question. Let's give that one some
Rhodes
thought.
played in the show, for crying out loud, so
Yep.
You got that, right? That one's wide of the mark. So that maybe, you have Darby Hendrickson was ripping around out there as well, I believe.
Danny and Brandon
He might have been a
Stevie,
freshman at that time.
Yeah, I think there's a kid named Helmer on defense. And
Edmonton Oilers. So anyway, you look at that and you say Reggie Miracle has the great name. He's going to get it. That had to be a complete, absolute heartbreaker. Now here's a nice little move there by Vorlicki. Quick mitts to open up to get that shot.
And I'm not sure Kojo saw that one, but it was a nice escape and got a good shot on, at least at the net.
Brought down on the play is Williams. Nice job by the Elks. Greniak plays that off the glass calmly into the Edina zone. They lead 2-0 here if you've just joined us. 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Jungles just scored here. Bishop scored in the first. Borst takes the turnover, scores!
Nice.
Oh, he just laid it in there, and it's now 3-0 Edina.
Well, just a bit of a misplay by the Elk River defender, put the puck on Borst's stick, and the young sophomore made it happen. He just picked a glove side just under the bar, but that's a snipe right there. Edina, early energy, now builds their lead from 2-0 to 3-0 early in this second period, but it's up to Elk River to kind of respond. They're back on their heels a little bit, but Edina pushing the pace early in the second period.
A lot of patience there.
And that's Borst's second goal of the season. I'm sure it's probably going to be unassisted.
Back behind the net it goes. Koljul will spin away there. Foss. The clapper. That one's off the stick of the Hornets' Brady Clemenson. Now up the left wing, it's Rugemer. Try to go short side there, nothing doing. Foss to Humphrey. Try to send that one rink wide, all the way into the Edina bench it goes.
Well, I didn't get the assist on that. I thought it was just a misplay by Elk River, which would constitute an unassisted, but he did tally 2 assists. I'll try to get that information as this game unfolds. But bottom line is Edina up by 3, and it looks like Elk River's kind of trying to find their stride a little bit. They have the big boppers that they're going to have to contend with, but Edina can roll over the lines. But just a nice snipe by Borst. He's a very talented young man.
The girls' game rather is at 3. I kept calling it out at 2. So be sure to check us at 3.
Well, better than calling it out at 4 and having it be at 3, so they can get early and get a good seat.
Keith Jungles monitoring my progress. Much appreciated. Oh, goodness. There's a shot by Jet Jungles, stopped by Koljul. As he'll play it. Oh, touch pass from Malmquist was looking for Nevers. This line buzzing. They had a good first period.
They had a nice showing last night as well.
Yeah, this is a lot of talent on this line, you can see. Wide of the mark it goes. Bishop will retreat into his own zone. Long pass ahead. Nice job on the stick to Nevers to get it to Malmquist. Works his way through. Oh, Nevers is dangerous. Oh, Koljul gets the blocker on that. Nice save there. Koljul. Now it's going to be handled by Jungles again, top of the left circle, sends one through that hit Foss on its way, and the big boots got in the way. Frankie off the boards but not out. Malmquist again. It's been nonstop possession for this trio here on this shift to the line but not out. Bishop off the feet there as he's going to be forced to turn it back in and behind the net. Stroh for the Elks, and that was a delayed offside. The Hornets didn't regroup quick enough, and we will face that one off again.
Well, we do have the long line change in the second period, and Elk River kind of got caught in their own zone, couldn't make any changes, so some tired legs. Edina able to change full lines, but as you said, Pete, delayed offside, face off outside the zone, but now Elk River can get some fresh legs out there to skate with this Edina team. Edina's buzzing right now.
Yeah, it's, you know, you see how these teams respond at the break, and it's been Edina that's come out. I thought Elk River would be a little more energized from what was a really solid first period, doing the things they wanted to do.
Right, and it might take them a while to kind of get their mojo going a little bit, but they can't afford to wait too long. When Edina gets an opportunity, they generally finish a play.
One thing a Kurt Giles team's not going to do is stop playing.
No.
If the going gets tough, they get going.
You know, it's kind of funny you say that, Pete, because I've always said it's one of the hardest working teams in high school hockey.
Oh, Delaney and snipe zone.
Boy.
Nice feed from Chorsky. Look at this. It starts with a jamming check by Shoemaker, turns over to Chorsky, and then Delaney will be standing in the slot area.
Yeah, and the method to success is Edina, you know, good speed on the forwards, put pressure on the defense, and really create some havoc, and good things can come from that. But that was another nice save by Koljul to keep that puck out of the net. 12:05 left in the second period. Edina up by 3.
Nice subtle play by Chorsky to get the stick there and force that turnover. You know, one thing Chorsky can do from the end line with the reach, he's got good hands on the forehand and backhand. He has the ability to feed passes from anywhere.
Well, and he uses his body so well to protect the puck, too, and create some space for himself. But they were the best line for Edina last night, hands down.
I thought we had a penalty coming up there on Borst, but they looked the other way. Play on, they say. This one hits a Hornet player on the way in. Colby was there. Now it's Borst again. They wanted to ring this one hard, but it was knocked down. Borst walks out front. That's off the skate of Morton, and he'll play this up to the line. Holding is Vorlicki. That hits traffic. Bump to the boards. High in the air. Away from Vorlicki. He'll get this one before it hits the end line. Vorlicki looks up ice. This is where he's dangerous. Borst tried to get away from Tevet. Couldn't do it. And now it's Vorlicki jammed on the play. He doesn't go down, though, does he?
No,
stays right on his wheels.
Well, I don't think that really Deviette got really the piece that he wanted to. Ooh, boy, Vorlicki, he can just make things happen very, very quickly. Nice shot on goal, but Kojal saw that puck through traffic, held onto it, and then the puck danced a little bit, but he had good protection around him there. A second chance. But all the play's been down in this Elk River zone. A lot of friction, a lot of snow down here. Not a lot in the Edina zone. It's going to have to change if Elk River is going to get back in this contest. But Edina just, they will not let Elk River out of their zone.
No, they've been hemming them in big time, and it's all been really by hard work, moving their feet and winning battles.
Yep.
Like this, Kavanaugh. Rugemur was in. Now it's off a Hornet player on its way through. I believe that was Clemenson. And now it's Humphrey. Rolling to the neutral zone. Ooh, Ferry gets underneath. A head-hunting check there, and that's just offside at the line. He's fortunate he ducked her down on that one.
Yeah, and Brady Clemenson, the junior forward, is not a small man either, but he just eluded that one. But again, now Edina steps up. It's going to be outside the zone, but Edina steps up at the blue line and causes Elk River to go off sides. But I just appreciate the angles that Edina takes. They're very effective on their forecheck, and when they can send one man on the puck and come out with possession, you know that they're firing on all cylinders, so to speak.
3 passes out of the zone, tape to tape, and just offside at the line as Nevers was held up.
Well, it was a pretty good challenge at the blue line by the Elk River defender. I believe it's pronounced Bisek. I've been known to mispronounce names, but a nice job of stepping up, and it was Jungles that snuck in just ahead of the play. Wow. A little quick on the drop on that one.
Reset again.
Yep.
10:02 to go in the second period. Oh, nearly picked off by Malmquist. Oh, you know how I love that.
I looked over at you.
You knew it. Turning over the stick like that, it's just goaltending taboo. Hornets will have to touch up. Do they get it? Yes. Nevers on his way in, got kind of shivered down by Rickard. Looked around and said, hey, how'd that happen? And now across the line, it's going to be Mass with it to play that wide of the mark. Bishop with a big thundering check off the end boards. Hornets in transition. Look at this. Cross to the right wing side for Malmquist. Oh, and they got him at the line offside. Let's take a look at that one on replay.
Well, the puck danced on Malmquist a little bit. He kicked it back up, but I think he kicked it on the neutral zone side of the blue line, and I think Edina just snuck in offside. I thought it was a pretty good call, actually, but another trying moment for Elk River. Another efficient zone exit by Edina. They just have a knack to use the boards to their advantage or just get those clean breakouts and get some possession through the neutral zone with some speed.
Oh, turned over. There's Chorsky behind the net. Snapper off the post. That one came from Boltman. Look out. Shoemaker is just absolutely savage from behind. Now it's in front of the bench area. Chorsky bumped on the play, but gets it ahead to Delaney. Delaney. Oh, nice feed. Shoemaker. Oh, he couldn't pull the trigger. What a play.
Well, it was really a nice offensive play by Humphrey to tie up Shoemaker. Otherwise, we'd be talking about another goal, but really some good work by Chorsky Delaney and Shoemaker, they were very effective last night. That trend looks to be continuing right now, but it's all started with a very subtle little play by Chorsky in the own zone. They brought it in and put good pressure on, but it was Austin Humphrey that did a nice job defensively to really limit that play. What would have been a trying moment, but Shoemaker takes the net off the moorings. But face-off still in the Elk River zone.
He nearly tucked it home, Bart. That would have been a highlight reel type of play that John Sands would have been absolutely drooling over.
No, absolutely. We would have relished the replay on that one.
Oh, look who's here. Matty Ice. That hits traffic on its way in. Elks to center. Williams is there. Now it's on the stick of Foss. He's bumped on the play for Colby.
Boy, another nice stand at the blue line by Edina.
Behind the net for Foss. Colby lets Foss know he's there. He's let everybody know he's here tonight. Takes it over across the line. Here he is. Oh, the dangle. And the glove save. Nice job. Did not fool Kochel.
Now, it was a really nice play by Colby. A little shiver broke the defenseman free. He went in. He had actually Jackson Borst on the weak side, opted to take the backhand shot, glove side, but I think Kochel anticipated that play and really closed that door. That was a really good save by the Elk River goaltender. 8:17 left in the second period. Edina up by 3. Puck really hasn't left the Elk River zone this period. Edina very aggressive on the forecheck as well, Pete Wagner.
Stroh chips the glass. Yeah, they've found their rhythm in the offensive zone.
Well, they're sometimes sending 3 guys on the puck,
well,
and
that's
confidence.
The transition wasn't there as much as it was in the first period at center ice, and it's really good here in the second. That's off the stick of Clemenson. Now it's going to be handled by Williams for Vorlicki. Stood up on the play. It was Kavanaugh as he walks into a stiff check. Mass back behind for Vorlicki. Play this around for Rugemer. Luke Rugemer, the junior. And Vorlicki racing up the right wing. Walking in on goal through a stick. Hangs onto it behind the net. Edges on 1 foot. Now it's going to be a shot from far out there by Reiners. It's blocked. And Vorlicki again in off the glass. Hornets will touch up and get a partial change as in comes the forecheck. Humphrey finds Michaelis, who's stopped in the neutral. Edina's clogging it up. Michaelis, now Humphrey, tried to work a move on the inside, but he was stopped by Reiners. And this one is not going to be an icing call as it's back into Elk River territory with 6:52 to go in the second period. Fast-moving period. Reiners plays this one rink wide as it's going to be Boltman back for Reiners. A couple of right-hand shots out there on the blue line. And icing the call, back into Edina territory we go.
Well, this is a good opportunity for Elk River to really kind of reset a little bit. 6:39, so still plenty of time in the second period to make something happen. They're going to opt to change at least the forward units or some of the members on the forward squad for Elk River and get a push, but it all starts with the face-off. Not a lot of activity down in the Edina zone, but again, this opportunity presenting itself for Elk River. Time to take advantage of it.
Hornets look to break out of the zone, but that's cut off at the line. Nice defensive play by Joe Griniak. And at center ice, Foss will wait and send it back in. Hogue tries to cut it off, but instead it's going to be Boltman to take over the trickling puck. Malmquist watched by Griniak, and he'll tip it into the Elk River zone. Fishing is Nevers. At the line, held in by Boltman. Finds Jungles. They had a man in front. That was Malmquist. Just missed the mark there on that redirect. Now it's going to be Nevers. Little base hit up the middle by Greniak. Nice bat there. They go to the slot, but that's turned aside by Greniak again. And at the line, it's Boltman. Opportunistic. Oh, they had a man in front. Oh, what a save. Malmquist is absolutely robbed. Holy smokes.
Well, Malmquist thinks that puck actually went over the goal line, but nice job by Kogel to hold his integrity on that, keep that puck out of the net. I don't think it's going to be listed as a goal. Just a really trying moment for Elk River, but the goaltender once again picks up his team. But boy, Jungles is all over the place. He's got serious energy, and him and Malmquist and then Nevers out there. That's a difficult threesome to contain, and that's given this Elk River all that they can handle tonight.
The Union's been on strike. Did you hear the Bon Jovi tune, buddy?
I didn't.
Huh.
I'm too focused. I'm laser
I know.
focused.
But I'm the guy where it could be louder than loud, and I can pick out a song. I'm one of those. Oh, down goes a Hornet player in the slot. That's Delaney. Quick shot in on goal. That's held on to.
Well, they are going to call a penalty. I don't know if Delaney caught an edge or it was taken down, but the referee saw it.
Replay will show that his stick went right hard into his. So they're trying to go to his stick, and he had to kind of come back to get that puck, and that ended up being right where the stick is, and that's a trip.
Well, Edina's getting a lot of activity in front of Kogel, and that's an example. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. I'm not saying it was a good penalty, but it wasn't a terrible penalty when they get in that tight. It really puts pressure on a goaltender to make the save again. So they have a challenge in front of them to pick up their teammate killer's penalty.
Nevers goes up top to Vorlicki, to Jungles, back up to Vorlicki. Scores! Oh, the old school wrist shot. Just an absolute bullet. And it's now 4-0 Edina.
Yeah, and Vorlicki, just a good shot, but that's what he can do. That's going to be a second goal of the season, but he's been a very instrumental offensive force for this Edina Hornets. I think he looked off the defenders, created a little bit of space, saw an opening, and just put that shot on goal. Again, glove side, about 1.5 feet off the ice, but now it's 4-0 Hornets. 4:56 left in the second period. And it might be a little early to say this, but Elk River just has to win this last 5 minutes. Just push the puck in deep. What Grand Rapids had a little success with yesterday is do the far side dump and then get after it, put the pressure on the Edina Hornets. But their zone exits are so efficient that what do you do at this particular juncture?
Yeah, they've just been so hemmed in on the forecheck they can't get the far side. They can't even get the cross the line, wide of the mark, off the glass. Bishop back at center, and chasing in his own pocket's going to be Morton. Well, they take a swing at that one. Hornets with that 4-0 lead now. They held a 1-0 lead after one, and they found a really steady rhythm here in the second period. Borst taken away. Greniak with it. Off the boards. Colby bats that one down. Bishop. Borst now to the right wing. Foss is there. He stopped at the line. Clemenson. Over to the left wing side was Borst again, but instead the Hornets from center are going to throw it back in as Greniak will regroup in his own zone. He'll be flushed out. Back at center ice. Fanned on there. A play by Reiners. With a shot that's hard off the boards. Rugemer gets muddy. Reiners plays that one rink wide for Boltman. Controls the play. They'll play to the right wing side. Back up out of the zone. The Hornets through center. And content to cover that one up. And why not? Is Kogel.
Well, and I think that he almost needs to. Really, what the advantage has with Edina in the offensive zone, they can still change their personnel and get fresh legs out there. Where Elk River being hemmed up in their own zone, they're tired legs. So the only time they can really change is during the whistle. So I think the goaltender is going to freeze it every chance he gets. So Coach Gustafson can get some fresh legs out there. Hard to defend against Edina, but do it with tired legs. That's almost mission impossible. But now they got some fresh legs out there. 3:22 left in the second period. Edina up 4-0.
Jungles plays this one into the corner. Nevers looked for Malmquist. Frankie dusts it off and throws it to the corner. That's too far for Malmquist. Gets underneath the check of Bisick. And now it's going to be Malmquist keeping it wide. Boltman. Reiner's shot in onto the midsection. Sat free, and icing will be your call.
Well,
2:50 to go.
That one was high on Kojal, and I think he thought he had it, but the puck dribbled out, and I think they just had to relieve some pressure, so send it down the ice. But really nice shift by again, the Nevers line with Malmquist and Jungles. Jungles used his body, nice separation from the puck, and then Malmquist went to work. He showed a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of grit during that shift, but again, a very impressive performance by that line.
Loading it up, pushing that one wide was Vorlicki. Bidding for a second of the game.
Yeah, he's hungry.
Pushes this one up to the right wing side. Hornets win the battle. And it's going to be Chorsky across the line. Shoemaker tried to find Delaney. Delaney tried to get it down to Shoemaker, but Foss makes a terrific play and walks this one up in front of the bench here. He gets away from Chorsky. He's lucky because he'd have been sent packing. Vorlicki now, a couple of big frames would have been an interesting matchup there. Now it's Delaney. On the tape, nice feed. Across the line, there's a shot up high and handled by Kojal.
Well, it was a really good shot by Shoemaker just from the left dot. Tried to go high on the blocker side this time, but Kojal's done a really good job of making his body big, coming out and challenging the shooter. And not only that, but those are tough ones to kind of contain and hang on to, force a whistle. So nice job by the goaltender, allowing Coach Gustafson to get some fresh legs out there again. He's made a couple solid saves tonight.
Yeah, he has. He's been tested. Elks back into the corner they go. They've got a matchup tomorrow night. Love that one with Grand Rapids. Edina then in Eden Prairie. Oh, Nevers is going to be brought down. And without a stick, it's Reiners ahead they go.
Well, he got his money worth on that penalty, but Nevers, you know, he just keeps those feet moving. He forces you to kind of reach sometimes, stick out the wickets, and brought him down. So 139, barring another penalty or an Edina goal. Edina's going to be on the power play to finish out this period. Already up 4-zip. It's a great opportunity for him to really kind of put Elk River even farther behind the 8 ball. Very important face-off for Elk River.
You know, for Nevers, if he gets it through that move, that'd have been an interesting rush because there is nothing but white ice with numbers.
And now they got Boltman in front of the net again, wreaking some havoc.
Down to Malmquist, took that one from Vorlicki. Now it's Jungles to Malmquist. Back for Jungles. Malmquist shot off the glass. The slow carom to the left side. Nice stick there by Vorlicki to keep it alive. Ooh, phone booth time for Nevers. Making the call. Vorlicki back over for Nevers. That's deflected away by Michaelis. Now Jungles. Oh, not getting all of that was Nevers' net was knocked off its post.
Wow, it was a really good vision by Jungles to feather that puck over to Nevers in a one-time shot. Tried to go up high in that one. And I don't know if it hit Kojal and off the crossbar, but nonetheless, the net came off the moorings just under a minute to go. Edina on the power play, kind of a trying moment, but Elk River survived. Again, another big face-off.
Hard off the boards. Williams and Humphrey came together, and Humphrey wins that one.
That was a nice sequence by Elk River.
Hogue handles it behind the net. Reiners comes away with it under a minute to go here in the second. 44 exactly. 1:02 to go on the power play for the Hornets. Delaney gains the line, plays it to the corner. Chorsky just, that's how you use your body right there. He just swam his way through there.
He's done that all tournament.
It's been really good. Rolling puck into the Edina zone as they'll have another rush here with 22 to go in the period. Reiners now with 17 seconds, forced back behind. Going to play this over to the near side, quickly ahead of Delaney. Stays on the puck and back to center. Williams takes over, waits for Chorsky. 2 seconds to go. Dribbles that one in wide of the mark, and that does it for the second period, Bart. A good one for Edina.
Well, indeed it was, and I think if you're Coach Ben Gustafson, you just bring the kids in, settle them down a little bit, get them refocused, but now it's time to win the period. You know, it starts with the first one. Get the first one in the first couple minutes, and things are going to change. But if you're Kurt Giles, I mean, what do you really adjust? They did an outstanding job of keeping the puck in the zone. Their forecheck was effective. They held the blue line They got out of their zone efficiently. They protected their goaltender. Really, as you said, Pete, a very successful period for the Edina Hornets. Elk River's got a little work to do. They have the capabilities, but it's an uphill climb.
Tonight's coverage presented by Tradition Companies. Check them out at traditionco.com. As well, a place I go, the exercise coach in Eden Prairie. It's real. It's twice a week, 20 minutes. It's high-intensity workout, but it's for where you're at as an individual. Play that video for you first, and then we'll hear from Tradition Companies and be facing it off right after that.
Like you didn't have time to work out? Do you have a hard time believing you could really get in shape, lose weight, or stick with exercise? As a busy person, does it all just sound too complicated? We've worked with thousands of people who've had those same concerns. People who have a real desire to take care of their bodies, but have trouble moving from intentions to real results. Based on 20 years of development and cutting-edge science, we have created a breakthrough and totally data-driven exercise program that can fit into anyone's schedule. It's all about quality over quantity. In just 20 minutes twice a week with one of our certified coaches, you can finally enjoy strength and experience success. Most traditional workouts fail to deliver the results people desire because they aren't designed with individuals in mind. Our Smart 20 workout measures your unique makeup, and our trainers are there to make sure you get a workout that's designed perfectly for you. Never before has there been a combination of strength and conditioning put together in such a safe and efficient manner that's totally accessible to everyone regardless of their current fitness level. Thousands of people have seen the results and shared their stories, but don't just take our word for it. Don't take the word of our thousands of success stories. Come in and try it for yourself. We believe so passionately in how we can help you that we are offering you the chance to get a free trial of our Smart 20 training sessions with one of our knowledgeable coaches. There is absolutely no commitment on your end. Plus, we'll answer all of your questions about how to meet your health, weight loss, and fitness objectives. What have you got to lose? Come in for your free personal Smart 20 sessions. Register for your free sessions by signing up at exercisecoach.com.
Really, I've been in the mortgage banking business really ever since I got out of college, and it became really apparent to me early that, to me, I really want to work with my family and friends and just people that were close to me. So really, when we started Tradition back in '98, the whole business model was, really doing business with your friends and family and members of the community. So supporting youth athletics is just kind of a natural outflow of that. And certainly for me, I've been fortunate that I've been able to grow up playing sports, my entire, youth, high school, and college career. So to me, it's just fun to be able to continue to be involved. For me, it's just, again, feeling like you're a big part of the community. It's kind of moving forward a little bit. I've benefited from, being given the opportunity to play sports and do all the things I wanted to do when I was younger. So to be able to be in a position to contribute that is great. And Edina has been my home for the last 20 years. So especially youth activities and tournaments that are going on in Edina really is it's pretty special for me to be able to help out. From a community standpoint, I think certainly supporting the high school holiday tournament, it's great. There's a lot of history there. Growing up in Minnesota and playing high school sports, it was always really a special treat when we got to cross the river and come up and play Edina. Look forward to trying to beat them. Oftentimes we were unsuccessful. Every once in a while we snuck out a victory, but just to be in the Braemar Arena and be part of that experience and see the Tradition, signs up in there and be part of that, it's pretty cool. So certainly for me, sponsoring the high school holiday tournament is great. But beyond that, also being the lead sponsor of the Edina Youth Hockey Association is a really big deal, with it being, really known as the largest and most successful, youth hockey association in the nation. To be a big supporter of that is really it's a special deal.
So now what's you got a squad working out back here?
Yeah, this is the elite U15A green Edina squad. One of the best youth girls hockey teams in the nation. Perennial powerhouse.
And you're the coach, you're part of it?
Years. Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be involved with the U15 level for the last 6 years. I've had a chance to coach my 3 daughters, one of which has moved on to college at playing at Middlebury College out in Vermont, and then I have twin sophomore girls that are playing for the high school team this year. So it's been a special experience, but it's a great age, great coaching, despite them shooting pucks at me. It's a great level. You really get a chance to see some great players, and really the U15 team has become a feeder system for the not only Edina varsity, but several of the private schools around. So just really a fun chance to get to coach some great kids.
Griffith, the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Robert Thomas Homes. Carol, thanks for joining us between periods here today.
Yes, thank you very much.
So let's start from the very beginning. You know, we've all heard of Robert Thomas Homes, but really, who is Robert Thomas Homes?
Well, Robert Thomas Homes is a locally owned semi-custom home builder. We're based in Lakeville and as a part of the Tradition Corporation. We build homes from the $400,000 to up to $1 million in communities throughout the Twin City metro area. Many of our communities that we're building in right now, Spirit of Branch and Farm in Lakeville, the Harvest in Chaska, Village Preserve Lake Elmo, St. Michael, Creekside Hills in Plymouth, and 21 Oaks in Woodbury.
Well, our viewers can obviously see the incredible drone footage of your Lakeville properties that Robert Thomas Homes have put together. That is an absolute gorgeous. That's got to be a crown jewel of some of the things you've done.
Yes, I expect that this is Spirit of Branch and Farm, and Spirit of Branch and Farm is a very, very special community. We've been the top-selling community in the Twin Cities for the past 3 years, and there's a wide variety of architectural designs and homes that we offer in addition to miles of parks, a phenomenal community center, and pools. There's just so many great things that neighborhood has to offer.
So let's talk about your target market then. Who do you find is your typical target market for your homes?
We really build in, I'd say, 4 varied collections is what we offer. One collection that's been very popular right now is our cottage or villa collection. It's a single level of association maintained design, and they have a tendency to appeal to that empty nester. Those homes are priced probably from the $400 to about $450 or $550. We build those in Lakeville, as well as we'll have Enclave in Plymouth opening very soon. Another collection that's been popular is our cottage or village collection, which is 2 stories, 1,900 to 3,000 square feet. They seem to be appealing to that first-time buyer. They're priced in the 3s to 5s. We have 2 more, a heritage collection, which is a 2-story, more of a move-up product line, ranging again from 2,600 to 3,400 square feet, and those are priced in the 400 to upper 5s. We offer that product line basically throughout the Twin Cities. And then the Tradition collection is our larger semi-custom homes that range from anywhere from 2,800 to 6,000 square feet. You'll find features like indoor sport courts, really deluxe baths, bonus rooms, some really nice features. And those homes start in the 500s and build over $1 million.
So the building industry had a big awards gala last month, and you came home with quite a few trophies. It was a successful run. Can you talk on that a little bit?
Sure. It was a record for us.
Wow.
And, from what we understand at the Builders Association of the Twin Cities, the Builders Association of the Twin Cities offers the Reggie Award, which is similar to maybe the movie Oscars. And Robert Thomas was fortunate to win 6 Reggie Awards out of 16 categories. So that was quite a big night for us and a lot of fun.
And then finally, what advice would you give to people who are looking to build a home right now?
Right now, it's an outstanding time to buy. Interest rates are incredibly low. And I think people are surprised when they find out how affordable homes can be. First, I usually tell people, do your research online. Do some research so you can find out what builders are in the areas that you're searching for. Get pre-qualified. We at Robert Thomas work with Tradition Mortgage. Tradition Mortgage offers a really great program for our customers and makes it very seamless. Then definitely visit the builders' communities and model homes. One thing Robert Thomas puts a huge focus on is not just the house. We take a lot of great pride in the homes that we build, but our huge emphasis is on designing communities that are focused on bringing the neighborhood together. So you'll see community centers and exercise rooms, party rooms, green spaces, parks, just really hockey rinks. You'll see all these really great spaces for people to spend time.
Oh, sorry about that. Keep going.
Oh, no, that's okay. I was going to say, and understand what the builder will include. what's included, and you want to make sure that many of those features are sustainable, that they'll last. Work with a company you trust, ask for references, and then enjoy the process. So make sure that you enjoy it.
Can I ask you a quick question on the sustainable comment you made? How do you know what is sustainable or not as far as something that would last? What do you look for in that?
What we look for is a good product, for example, is the exterior siding of a home. In Minnesota, that's a very important aspect. So we use a product by the name of LP SmartSide. LP SmartSide is a Minnesota-made company, but it has a long warranty. In addition, we have a paint on the exterior that's factory finished, so our homeowners don't need to paint the home for at least 20 years or more. So for us, it's something that withstands hail, and so it's something that we don't want people to put, all of this investment into a home and then have to make changes or update it, shortly after moving in. So these are products that they know that they won't have to touch for hopefully 10 years or more.
So that's really incredible advice from Carol Griffith, who's the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Robert Thomas Homes, part of Tradition Companies. Really wonderful outreach that your whole company has done for this tournament and youth sports across the metro area. Thank you for telling us a little bit more about Robert Thomas Homes, and hopefully people will start picking up the phone and calling. You can also be visited at robertthomashomes.com. Anything else you want to add for contact information, Carol?
No, I think visit our website and we'll take it from there.
Sounds good. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you.
Mark. Oh, Bart Archer just did that. Bart Archer.
There will be
Our numbers
payback.
went from like 150 to 10 like in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Well,
Did you see the face he was making?
Well, let me just say I didn't
Wow.
ask for it. Let's put it that way.
There's Troy Stein right there. Something else, Bart Archer.
Oh, my
so
word.
good.
Picking the old guy, will you?
Puck comes back up into the neutral zone. We just saw Troy Stein, the athletic director for the Edina High School. Forlicky's going to go. A little bit of a shiver there off the end boards. To the line. And Nevers makes contact. Let's see if we can pick up that penalty.
Yeah, it's going to be on Vorlicki. He got a little aggressive with Budala down in the corner. Really kind of opens the door for Elk River to have some success early in this period. There's still some wet ice down in the Edina zone, so that might work into the mix. But Pete, goal scorers that period, Jungles, Borst, and Vorlicki for Edina. But the number that jumps off the page is Edina outshot Elk River 17-0 in that period. That was one of the most dominant
17-0.
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the most complete periods I think I've seen Edina play in a long time.
And if it wasn't for the play, of the goaltender, Josh Kojal.
Yeah, we'd be running time by now if it wasn't for him. And this is a good Elk River team. I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect or begrudge them in any way, shape, or form, but that's just how effective Edina was during that second period.
Across the line they go. Blasted out for the Hornets. And it's cut off by the goaltender.
I do like the energy that Elk River is showing. You know, obviously they're on the power play, but they came out with some vigor, ready to get to work. So it shows a little character on this Elk River team.
Turning this one up ice. It's going to be stopped there as Michael is trying to make the play. Humphrey has to work through center. The Hornets will close on that quickly. Shot and a pad save by Hogue. Off the glass but not out. Michaelis with it. Looks back up to the line. There's a shot that's stopped by Bishop. Ooh, brought down to the high stick, and they're going to whistle this one back down into the Elk River zone we go.
Well, and the faceoff should come down into the Elk River zone, so to speak. Going to burn some time, but at least they get a chance to kind of regroup a little bit. Still 38 seconds left if they can win this faceoff and push the puck down the ice, put a little bit more pressure on Hogue. But Hogue hadn't seen a lot of action, but he made a pretty challenging save on that one. So he's back into the mix again.
Into the rhythm.
Yes.
Give us a follow if you have it on Twitter at MN Hockey TV. With all of your updates, go ahead and subscribe. We'll update you with some email information here and there when we're on the air or what's coming up.
Chorsky and Delaney and the forwards on the penalty kill.
Speaking of Chorsky, I think Tom Chorsky and Christy in New Jersey for a wedding. There's Delaney holding it, shooting, and that one turned aside. Chorsky to Delaney, nearly pulled the trigger out front. He was. Power play continues for 2 more seconds. Delaney is there. Chorsky comes away with it. And they'll hear that Edina now at full strength. That was shorthanded, by the way, for Edina. Felt like a power play. Now it's Bishop, rink wide for Williams on the tape. Delaney again, look for Chorsky. Instead it's Blake Johnson back up ice for Elk River. Oh, absolutely spun off the puck there right into the wall, feet first by Boltman. Chorsky quickly transitions Delaney. Delaney guides it ahead. And now Delaney has it again. And across the line, it's Kavanaugh, wrist shot. Misses the mark. Kavanaugh again. Played back in behind the net. Clemenson gets it back from the corner. Ooh, he had a man down front. That one didn't get through. Chance there again from the line. Deflects. That one misses the mark. Clemenson will be there. This line's been getting some good rhythm here for the Hornets in the second period, and now here on into the third.
Yeah, and they're getting some valuable playing time. These are players that don't always get as much ice time, I'm sure, as they want, but the advantage of being up by 4 in this tournament format is they can run the kids out, get them some experience, and if they can get some success, it builds confidence. But that's how programs develop young players: is mix them in, let them get a taste of it, get used to the pace, and let them be effective. And that's exactly what Edina has been able to do. They're getting good support from their supporting lines. And their first couple lines aren't too bad either tonight.
No, not at all. Humphrey to the line, held in by Reiners off the end boards. Morton is there. Borston to help. Off the boards for Boltman. His shot's blocked. He's going to have to regroup and retreat into his own zone. He looks over toward his right, finds his man Reiners. Angles a pass to the left wing side. Morton with it. Batted down to the glove by Stroh. Reiner sends that one in wide of the mark. That one deflected wide once again. Colby, Reiners, Rister. That one deflects wide. Butala is there. Ooh, jammed on the wall. A lot of guys being taken off their feet here.
Well, Edina's actually taking the physical game to Elk River. I think it's kind
Very
of surprising
strong
a little
team.
bit. Well, Edina's not a small team. It's just not their forte. It's not their strength, but they can certainly play the physical game. But I think they're doing it under control. They're not taking themselves out of what they're trying to do, but it's just enhancing what they're trying to do, and it's creating some space overall. But it certainly has Elk River on notice, and their heads are on a swivel.
Play to the slot area off the face-off. That was Nevers with the win, but then the control back on the stick of Schultz. The Elks at the line. Grenick's broken up by Malmquist. Nice job to keep it alive for Jungles, who controls it over the line. Jungles sends that through the slot area. Now it's going to be Liam Malmquist from the right corner. Surveys to the slot, doesn't like what he sees, goes to Williams. That hits Jungles on its way through. Back off the end boards it goes. And here come the Elks. Back up at center ice. Williams leaves it up for Jungles across the line. Jungles walks down as that one misses the mark. Now Williams has it. And that one's again back in the corner for Nevers. Out of the corner through the slot area. Jungles with it. Williams is cut off along the way. And the puck is batted at. Now this thing is having the feeling, Bart, that they're just kind of playing it out here.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Well, it just seems like they're very methodical, very comfortable, but they have the quick hands, quick feet. They're winning the battles to the loose pucks, and Elk River seems to be chasing, but they're showing a lot of fight. I mean, this Elk River team has not backed down a little bit. Everyone they're contesting, they're just losing the races to the puck, and Edina hand speed is just something that has eluded Elk River to try to kind of stymie. They just haven't been able to solve it. Offensive zone faceoff now. Good place to start. And keep in mind, last year I think it was 10-7 where Edina had the advantage. Elk River with a late push closed that gap.
He sprung. Nice little play there to pull it to the forehand. Stop there. Now it's going to be Shoemaker, Boltman, Reiners, redirect, scores! There's Delaney. The guy knows what he's doing down low, Bart Archer.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of mystery to it. He just knew exactly what he wanted to do. Very soft hands and good hockey sense just to direct that one past Kojal. But that's going to be Delaney's 8th goal of the season. He is pacing this Edina Hornet team. Boy, they come at you from a lot of different directions, from a lot of different people, but it was just a nice sequence of events, and Delaney just tucked that one in. Now it's a 5-0 game.
That'll make his forwards coach, Dave Twilliger, very proud. I mean, those are the types of goals that Dave talks about all the time.
Well, I think there's a lot of things going on tonight that's going to make all the coaching staff proud, but that a good example of that. But Delaney's just one of those players that he's a very smart player, plays a very cerebral game, but he's also got a knack to the puck finds him and he knows exactly what to do with it, but he's got a couple of teammates that are pretty good at supporting him as well.
Oh, in front again it goes. Johnson keeps it in at the left line. The body there by Shoemaker. Oh, Jaworski to the backhand. Scores! Ladies and gentlemen, we have a runner. It's now 6-0 Edina.
Well, and Jaworski's really kind of flexing his muscles, offensive muscles in this tournament. It's his 3rd goal of the season, 3rd goal of this tournament. But a very driving force for this Edina Hornet team. This has been the best line for Edina Hornets, and that's saying something with the Nevers line as well. But this is a line that just really kind of pushes the play forward and really puts some good heat on. But Jaworski's 3rd goal. Just under 10 minutes. And I believe there's going to be a timeout called. I don't know if it's Coach Gustafson or Coach Giles that called it. I would imagine it's Coach Ben Gustafson just to kind of refocus the kids a little bit, let them get their breath. as you could probably hear, that was Chorsky from Delaney and Shoemaker.
So how many points have those guys had this weekend?
Well, I know that I know Shoemaker had a goal and assist yesterday. I know Chorsky had 2 goals and I believe an assist, and I think 1 and 3 for Laney, and obviously on the score sheet tonight.
Couple of times.
Let's just say a lot. But that's why I
well,
say.
I mean, in productivity, is that their top line right now? I mean, the other line obviously already,
Well, as far as final production, as far as finishing the plays, yes, I think they've been their most offensive line so far. But that's not to undersell the Jungles and
they're not playing
Nevers
against the ones either.
Absolutely, but
that might have changed
a ton of offensive time.
I mean, now it's coming down to a pick your poison, and we know what this looks like when you get into the latter stages of a schedule here.
Yeah.
You gotta have 2 that are. Oh, Boris just accelerates, walks in. That's stopped and turned aside by Koljal. He's been good and he's been busy tonight. There's a redirect by Boris as he's bothered on the play, and a big check thrown there.
Well, Boris is going to go for tripping. I think it was kind of incidental, but nonetheless, he is going to go. But that's what Edina can do, whether it's the first line, second line, third line, or fourth line. They're very good at going to the net. Once they get to the offensive zone, everything funnels toward the net. Not all teams can say that. But Edina, it is going to be Boris for tripping.
Little can opener there.
Coincidentals.
Well, he had the can opener.
Yeah.
And then he had the interference.
Okay, and that's going to be Zach Stroh for the Elks. He turned in a wonderful performance last night as far as Zach Stroh for the Elk River Elks. 8:23 and counting in this third period. Edina up by 6. Face off in the Elk River zone. No, Bishop going back to the well on that when he got the first goal of the game. I think he was hungry for a second one. Pretty good shot on goal. Didn't take the big clapper. Just put a good shot on goal. But Kojo, another nice job. Pete, he's given up 6 goals tonight, but he's really played pretty well. It's hard to say, but he's really made some pretty good saves.
Edina has scored a couple of goals from long range with screens, and they've had some redirects, and they've had all kinds of goals. So they've been very effective and gotten better as this game has worn on.
Yep.
Now it's Rugemer with it. Kavanaugh takes over, back in behind the net. Kavanaugh back over again. This is 5-on-5. Clock runs with the 6-goal lead at 7:20 remaining here in the third period. Surprised, Bart, the media is absolutely absent here tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well,
seriously, what happened?
And there's not a lot of activity going on outside. I mean, there's only probably a dozen games perhaps out there. I understand last night there was 40-some games, but tonight not a heavy schedule.
Yeah. Well, Jerry Burrow was here.
Yep.
But did he leave?
Must be. Yeah, of course he did.
Because there's not a 7 Northern team playing, and he'd seen enough from the Elk River Elks. He takes off. He's got a bedtime.
Well, yeah.
Beat the traffic.
Eats dinner at 3:30, and he has an early bedtime. But it's always good to see Jerry. It must be a big game if Jerry's in the house. Here we go.
Foss. That went off the side of the net. Nevers. Foss, ooh, pickpocketed by Nevers. Now Jungles to Nevers, scores!
Oh,
we just took candy from a baby. It's 7-0, Edina.
Well, Foss with a good, nice forward push, got the puck deep, and Edina took the puck off. It was Vorlicki that actually stopped the forward progress, and then it was Nevers that corralled that puck in the neutral zone and sent it over to Jungles. A nice return favor by Jungles back on Nevers' stick, and he just put it into a wide open goal. But boy, that was a nice sequence for the Edina Hornets. Now it's 7-0, 5:52, and the clock is ticking. And for Mason Nevers, I believe that's just his 2nd goal of the season, but it just seems like he's been on the score sheet so much. I don't think Edina really cares who scores as long as the tail gets on the board, but really nice sequence by the Edina Hornets again.
Across the line it goes. Stopped by the defense. Reiners. They find Delaney through center. Oh, to Chorsky. Those two are magical together.
Yeah, don't knock Shoemaker out of that mix either.
Well,
he's a vital member, but I understand what you're saying. They have good chemistry.
He's kind of the brawn. And these two are the brain. Not disrespecting it, but just those two are just in sync.
Yeah.
Reiners. Now it's Shoemaker. Drop pass for Chorsky. His shot's deflected. Wide of the mark it goes. Colby down the line. He has a man open in front. Glove save. Colby again. Hammered. Turnover, but back behind the net it goes. It's going to be Morton with it. Player goes down. Now it's going to be Boltman from a shallow angle. Hornets still coming here late in the game.
Well, they're not going to let up. They're not going to change their game.
And what are you going to do? Stop playing?
Right. No, you can't uncoach the players after you've reaping the rewards of all the hard work from tonight. But Edina just seems like they're in a nice rhythm. Elk River hasn't been able to interrupt that rhythm too terribly much. And when Edina gets the chances, Kogels come up big more often than not. But Edina's just a house of fire today. It's like trying to herd cats, Pete Wagner. Once you get a couple in your arms, the other ones break free, and that's trying to defend the Edina Hornets tonight. Eden Prairie's got their work cut out for them tomorrow, don't they?
Well, they don't have Jack Jensen either.
Well, that's true. But
I just had a funny look from Matt Harrington. He doesn't know what happened.
Oh.
He got called for head contact in the high slot area there in the far zone, or in this zone right here. Got a major in a game, and that means he's sit out a game.
And tomorrow is that game, but Eden Prairie has some depth at that forward position, so it's just next man up. They have to pick up their teammate.
Yeah, he played really well yesterday. Was playing really well tonight. The best I've seen him play all year.
Yeah, he's always played well, but you're right. His game notched up a bit of a level.
Yep.
But they certainly have the wherewithal. I mean, it's going to probably move John Middlestad into a different role.
Who looked really good in relief.
Word, absolutely.
It's his coming out party here tonight, so that's what you tune in for, John. And how about the defenseman, Luke?
Yeah. There's some draw for tomorrow.
Oh, goodness. Oh.
Well, and that's the second time Zach Bouchard's got on the receiving end of a pretty big hit. He looks no worse for the wear. He's just a little angry as it stands, but I think the follow-up is what kind of got him rolling a little bit, and that was Gunnar Johnson that kind of helped finish the play. But it's going to be big. Drew Bishop, the first goal scorer, got to go to the box for the Edina Hornets, and it looks like it's going to be
Gordie Howe hat trick. Did he get an assist?
I don't know. Let's just say he did for the sake of argument. But Elk River's numbers are a little hard for me to see, so it's either going to be Jack Ferry or Rickard that's going to go to the box for them, but coincidental. So it's still going to be 5-on-5, 152 and counting. So time is indeed running out.
Well, this is the beautiful thing about running time, is they can take their time to sort things out and settle things down.
Absolutely.
And let the clock tick if it gets this way. Good to see that former Edina alumni Mike Wurst is in the house. Taking charge. He had a parting shot. What did he say?
I got
What'd
headphones on, man.
What did he say?
It wasn't at me. That's all I care about. I'm just nervous you're going to turn the camera on me again.
What a classic.
Goodness.
What? I forgot all about that eyesore.
Wow. Hello. Somebody's getting punchy.
Sorry, buddy. Scores! Oh, wired in, Foss. 7-1.
Well, sometimes just any shot on goal is a good shot, but he wired that one, and I think it eluded Haug on that. I don't know if he even saw that, Pete Wagner, but for Foss, that's going to be his third goal of the season. Going to give him a little energy, something to feel good about, get rewarded for really some hard work, but Edina got the major penalty and minor penalty. So we are 4-on-4.
22 seconds to go in the final frame here. Elks out of the zone. Humphrey looking to finish strong, pushes that one wide of the mark. Hogue makes the save and hangs on. And that's going to do it for this hockey game. Edina Hornets back-to-back 7-1 victories here at the Edina Holiday Classic.
Well, very convincing. I think this second period was the best I've seen Edina all year, and we've seen it a couple times. But Elk River, they never quit. It's a team that has some pride and some character, and good things to come for them. But they just ran into a buzzsaw called the Edina Hornets on their home rink, even though obviously Elk River was the home team tonight as far as jerseys. Edina in the friendly confines really inflicted their will on this Elk River team. 7-1 was your final. A little bit physical, a little bit of skill, a little bit of something for everybody in this nighttime capper on Friday. But it should be a fun day tomorrow. Again, Grand Rapids against Elk River early, then Edina and Eden Prairie, the border rivals in the late session. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
We will set you up for tomorrow's action this way. We've got all kinds of high school hockey on the mnhockey.tv. We're going to open it up at 2 o'clock with the Academy of Holy Angels in Minneapolis. Then at 3 o'clock, we have a pair of games. That'll be on the AHA team page on the mnhockey.tv. And then at 3 o'clock, it's going to be the Edina High School girls and the Wayzata girls right here from Braemar Arena. Really the opener to what's going to be next, which is the Edina Holiday Classic with 2 more games, which will feature Grand Rapids and Elk River, Edina and Eden Prairie. And then don't forget, 3 o'clock as well, the Moorhead Spuds, fresh off their win over the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights tonight, will be taking on the #1 ranked team in the land, the Minnetonka Skippers.
You got some work to do.
So there you go. I mean, we've got 3 crews spread out throughout the metro area, bringing you some great high school hockey action, and we're looking forward to that. Oh, look at that. Todd Grover, Bart Archer gets some more camera time.
Just what we want.
And it's funny, he can't hear us talking over there, but he certainly looks like he knows we are. So Todd Grover, great work there. This is Matt Harrington right here. John Sands is right there next to Bart Archer. We've got the entire crew here. We're the only people left here at Braemar Arena. As you can see, it's clearing out, and beating the traffic will not be an issue. The final score, the Edina Hornets 7 and the Elk River Elks 1. We'll be back with more high school hockey action tomorrow. Don't forget mnhockey.tv. Follow us on Twitter at mnhockeytv. So long, everybody.